Coming up in sports, Ohio softball takes on their arch rival and look to improve their record, while the baseball team prepares for another busy weekend. And be sure to stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station. Hello everyone, I'm Darayus Sethna. Ohio softball is in the midst of a 3-game series in Oxford. The Bobcats are locked up with the Miami Redhawks as of right now. Bobcats up 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The two teams square off in a doubleheader tomorrow as well. Ohio sits with a record of 8-16 and looks to get their third conference win tonight. Doubleheader action in the Battle of the Bricks begins at 1 p.m. from Oxford tomorrow. Ohio baseball also takes on a conference opponent on the road. The team faces the Central Michigan Chippewas in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's the first of 4 games in 3 days for the Bobcats. Ohio's last outing was last weekend in Bowling Green, where they split their 2 games against the Falcons. But on the bright side of things, the Bobcats scored 21 total runs in their win against Bowling Green. They hope to carry that momentum into this weekend. The Columbus Blue Jackets were unable to end their losing streak last night. In a home and home stand against New York Islanders, the Columbus Blue Jackets fell in both matchups. Their most recent game was in the Big Apple with a 5-2 defeat. The team now sits 32-31-5, that record, and sits 6th place in the Metropolitan Division. They've lost 5 straight contests and have been outscored 21-11 in that stretch. They're 15 points behind the final playoff spot after the losses to New York, putting their season on the line. The Blue Jackets continue their season with another home and home stand against the Boston Bruins Saturday and Monday. Both games start at 7 p.m. And it's finally here. The final 4 teams in March Madness battle it out in New Orleans this weekend. We have a terrific couple of matchups this weekend with the Kansas Jayhawks squaring off against the Villanova Wildcats at 6:09 p.m. tomorrow. After that, Coach Mike Krzyzewski continues his final run with Duke. The Blue Devils take on the North Carolina Tar Heels in one of college basketball's most intense rivalries at 8:49 p.m. The winners stay in the Big Easy to face off in the championship game Monday. The Cleveland Cavaliers continue to struggle as the NBA's regular season comes to an end. The Cavs were in Atlanta last night to take on the surging Hawks, who came into the game on a 3-game winning streak. Despite a valiant effort from the team, it was All-Star guard Trae Young's night. Young dropped 30 points and 9 assists to lead the Hawks to a 131-107 victory at State Farm Arena. The Cavs dropped to 42-35, while Atlanta improves to 40-37. Here are the standings in the NBA's Eastern Conference. The Cavs sit in the 7th seed, and if the playoffs were to begin today, the Cavs would host the Brooklyn Nets for the right to advance to postseason play. Brooklyn is coming off an overtime loss to the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks last night. The Charlotte Hornets take on the 76ers, Heat, Magic, and Bulls in their upcoming games, while the Nets take on the Hawks tomorrow in Atlanta. That Nets game is going to be a critical game as each team tries to solidify a playoff position.
Well, so I saw the Cavs lost. I heard about that. I heard that you are a huge Cavs fan. What was it like? So I'm guessing you lost the March Madness chart, I'm guessing?
I mean, Andre, I'm still recovering. I was teary-eyed all last night watching that Cavs game. It was an awful experience, but they got a huge weekend of 2 games this weekend, so excited to see how they bounce back.
Well, after the show, we got to get them some tissues. Thanks, guys.